What no one tells you about moving on after she left. Read that again. Most men only learn this in silence. You took the L. She posted a story with a new guy in your hoodie. She blocked you on Instagram and iMessage. Your friends got awkward. You saw her at Target holding hands with someone in a Yankees cap. You begged, explained, negotiated, sent that 2 a.m. paragraph on a cold Uber ride home. And every time you chased, her respect dropped another floor. That's the part nobody tells you. A man doesn't lose her when she walks out. He loses her when he loses his frame. Here's the play. In this video, I'm handing you the clean, ruthless structure to get your power back. Triage the wound without drama, go dark without games, rebuild your body and your money with discipline, restore your social proof without faking it, and return to the world with a mission she can't derail. No magic texts, no closure coffee. Just principles that work in New York, in Dallas, in LA. Anywhere a man decides enough is enough. You'll understand why silence beats speeches, why purpose beats jealousy, why standards beat second chances. And you'll see the exact moves for day 1, day 7, day 30. So you stop improvising your pain and start directing your comeback. Before we dive in, hit subscribe. I'm here every week putting steel in your spine. And check the first pinned comment. There's a no-contact checklist and a 1-page post-breakup discipline plan to go deeper and make this real today. Now ask yourself, with honesty, if she texted, "Hey tonight," would you answer from need or from a code? Because in the next block, I'll give you the first rule that decides which man you are. Are you ready to stop negotiating with your heartbreak, or do you still want to bargain with your dignity? Good. Then hear this. You stop negotiating. You lock the doors of your mind like a closed shop after midnight. No more discounts. No more open tabs on your soul. The man who stays in command of himself doesn't plead his case. He closes the case. You already know what not to do because you've done it. You refresh her profile like a slot machine, looking for a green dot that burns your eyes. You watch stories from a burner account you'd never admit exists. You drift past her block by accident, and your chest tightens when you see a car that looks like his in her spot. You write novels at 2 a.m. with whiskey breath and call it honesty, when it's just your dignity bleeding out. You offer friendship like a consolation prize, hoping proximity turns back into passion, and in that second you hand her the crown to your kingdom. You apologize for sins you didn't commit. You explain the unexplainable. You bargain with memory like it ever pays cash. Every one of those moves is a silent announcement that you don't trust your own value. And in America, where attention is currency, you're paying her with the last of your savings. There's a twist most men never hear until it's too late. The louder you get, the less she hears. The more you chase, the fainter you become. Respect is a quiet animal. Startling it only makes it run. You don't go dark to punish her. You go dark to protect you. That distinction matters. This is not a game. This is governance. So you turn the lights inward. You clear the apartment like you're moving out of a bad lease. Hoodies returned or boxed, photos archived, routes changed so you don't accidentally pass her street on the way to Trader Joe's. You unfollow, you mute, you delete the thread. You tell your boys to stop updating you like TMZ. You don't check the weather through her window. You build a routine that doesn't ask how you feel before it gets to work. Alarm at 6, cold shower, ironed shirt, coffee you make at home because discipline starts with small things. Planet Fitness, Equinox, or your building gym. It doesn't matter. Barbells don't care about your breakup, which is why they're honest. But let me show you why this works with a man you could pass on any street. Ethan, Jersey City. Construction estimator, Mets fan, mom in Bayonne. Rent that pinched him every month. He thought he found his wife. She wanted space, then filled it with a bartender from Hoboken. Ethan went through the ritual most men hide. He checked her Venmo emojis, he scrolled for clues, he stood outside a bar he never liked with a stomach full of nothing. He texted at 1:41 a.m., the time cowards always choose. "Can we talk?" She didn't reply. That silence felt like a verdict. Next day he tried to convert love into friendship. She took it. He hated himself twice. Then something broke the spell. His grandfather's photo on the mantel, a longshoreman with hands like brick. Ethan heard a sentence that wasn't spoken. Act like a man who could run a family, not beg to rejoin one. He erased her number. He told his cousin to block her if she asked about him. He poured the whiskey down the sink and lifted in his garage until his hands shook. For 30 days he said less and built more. Over time, on a big bid in Midtown, jiu-jitsu at a gym under the path. He shaved, bought a Navy suit from Macy's that actually fit, fixed the dead bulb in his hallway, started reading on the train instead of doom scrolling. He showed up to Sunday dinner, giving his nephew his full attention. No performance, no Instagram flares. Life noticed. He won a promotion. He moved to a one-bedroom with sunlight. People greeted him differently. On day 47, Ahei hit his phone from a new number with a familiar voice. He looked at it the way a man looks at a reflection, not a siren. He answered with courtesy and distance. Or better, he didn't answer at all. Not out of spite, out of standard. The man she left was gone. A man she couldn't reach had taken his place. That's not revenge. That's evolution. You hear that and you want the blueprint. Here are the codes you stamp on your spine. Silence over speeches. Purpose before pleasure. Standards over second chances. No contact until indifference. Read them again. They're not slogans, they're the locks on your gates. You keep them because the world will test them. She will test them. A "how have you been" will flicker on your screen like a lure in dark water. Mutual friend will tell you she misses your laugh. A memory will ambush you on a Target aisle next to scented candles. What do? You hold your frame the way a lawyer holds a case file. Tight, controlled, no leaks. You let the feeling pass through you like weather through a skyline. You answer nothing from need. You don't resume what abandoned you. You stay sovereign. You want social proof? Earn it. Not with rented bottles, not with fake smiles on close friends' stories. Go where men show up. Pick up basketball at Chelsea Piers, open mats on a Thursday, a local church group that actually does work on Saturdays, a business meetup where you keep your mouth shut until you have value to add. Call your father, even if it's complicated. Take your little brother to the range or the batting cage instead of texting your ex. Learn to cook one dinner well and host your people. Post less, live more. This country rewards the man who becomes useful. That glow is not filter, it's competence. Let me be brutal about the behaviors that kill your standing. You do not stalk. You do not monitor her like an unpaid security guard. You do not become the man who just checks in after 2 drinks. You do not confide your heartbreak to her friends and ask them to lobby for you. You do not float in her orbit as a friend while your chest is still on fire. That is self-betrayal in a collared shirt. And when your boys push you to text, to pull up, to shoot your shot, you look them in the eye and say, "Respect me enough to stop asking me to disrespect myself." There's a revelation most men catch only after the storm. Moving on isn't walking away from her. It's walking toward a mission that makes her a footnote. You don't fix pain by filling the bed. You fix pain by building a life where you don't have time to be anyone's plan B. Money disciplined, body trained, circle curated, schedule tight. If love returns to a man like that, it has to knock. And if it knocks, he chooses from calm, not from starvation. You may ask, what if she truly realizes it and comes back with humility? Careful. That question is your heart trying to reopen negotiations. You don't answer hypotheticals with hope. You answer reality with rules. Not every door you can open should be opened. Not every apology is restitution. And not every past belongs in your future. The test is simple. Did you rebuild your standards, or are you just waiting with better lighting? Another reset. The first 30 days are about silence and structure. The next 60 are about stacking wins until your room, your schedule, your bank account, and your body speak for you. After that, you don't chase dating. You curate it. You walk into a bar in Austin or a coffee shop in Seattle with shoulders that tell the room you're not there to be chosen. You're there to choose. Your eye contact says you like your life, and a person can join it or not. That energy cannot be faked. It is earned in reps, in red pages, in hours no one sees. You want to become unreachable? become irreplaceable to yourself. And if you slip, and you will, your code brings you back. You delete the draft you almost sent. You call the gym instead of the Uber. You put the phone in the kitchen and sleep alone like a king in his castle, because kings don't answer summons after midnight. You keep your word to yourself, even when no one is watching, especially then. Right now, you're standing at a fork that decides your next year. On one side is the man who bends, waits, and whispers his worth. On the other is the man who stands up, closes the book, and writes the next one. Which name goes on the cover? Because in the final act, I'm going to give you the sentence that seals this. What you say, what you do, and what you never again allow. The verdict is coming. Stay with me. Here's the sentence you were waiting for. You do not resume what abandoned you. You resume your mission. That's the verdict. From tonight on, your life is a closed shop after midnight. No discounts, no tabs open, no negotiations with need. Read your code like a judge reads a ruling. Silence over speeches. Purpose before pleasure. Standards over second chances. No contact until indifference. Frame first. Always. You lock the gates. You protect the crown. You don't refresh her profile. You refresh your calendar. You don't text at 2 a.m. You train at 6 a.m. The barbell tells the truth. The bank app tells the truth. Your apartment, your car, your crew, truth. America pays men who get useful, so you get useful. Money straight, body trained, circle tight, time yours. Understand this because it's what no one tells you about moving on after she left. You're not trying to win her back. You're reclaiming jurisdiction over yourself. You don't go dark to punish her. You go dark to govern you. You don't answer hey from a new number. You answer to your standard. You don't reopen closed books. You write the next one with clean hands and a steady pen. Keep it simple and brutal. You do not stalk. You do not hover. You do not plead your worth. You do not rent space in your head to yesterday. You do not befriend what still burns you. You build like a man with his name on the line. Shave. Show up. Read on the train. Lift when it hurts. Cook one solid dinner and host your people. Speak less. Deliver more. Handle your family business. Call your father. Teach your little brother how to throw a ball. Show your nephew how a man keeps his word. Let your life get quiet and heavy with competence. Respect returns to that kind of room. If love crosses your path again, it knocks. You decide from calm, not starvation. And if it never knocks, you're still full. That's how a man wins this country. By being the kind of man who doesn't need a witness. Carve this on the mantle. Sovereignty. Now go to the mirror tonight. Say your full name out loud. Ask one question. Would I follow this man into a hard year? If the answer is no, fix it before dawn. If the answer is yes, enforce it like law. If this hit you where it needed to, subscribe. Hit like so the algorithm puts steel in another man's spine. Drop a comment with the code you're stamping on your life and your first 24-hour move, then go execute. The no-contact checklist and the one-page discipline plan are pinned. Use them. Final word, and it's not a suggestion. Govern yourself or be governed by your cravings. Case closed.